Hey, my name is Brittany Bryden. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Today's class is going to be a quick core focus class. You don't need any props, and let's get right into it. So we're going to start off on our backs. As you come onto your backs, just bring both knees in towards your chest. Just rock side to side. And then set your feet down on the mat about hip distance apart. Take your arms out into a T shape, and then just let your knees rock side to side. All right, bring your hands down on the floor, framing your hips. Take your feet off the ground and bring your shins parallel towards the ceiling. So knees tracking right over top of the hips, anchor the pelvis into the floor. Take a big breath in, so through the nose, think 360, through the ribs, the back. And then when you exhale, belly button to spine, but then you're also picking it up towards the sternum. So you're gonna do that again, take an inhale, full breath. And then exhale, belly button to spine, and then lift up to sternum. One more time like that. Inhale. And then exhale. So now let's add some movement. As you inhale, you're going to hinge from the left hip, lower the left heel to tap. And then using the exhale, you're going to bring your leg back up to where you started. And then inhale, lower the right heel down. Exhale, pull it back up. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, draw it up. Inhale, right heel. And then exhale, pull it up. One more round on each side. Left heel. And then bring it up. And then right heel. And then pull it up. Now bring both feet down onto the floor. Walk your feet together. So feet together. Let your knees fall open. Pinky toes are going to stay on the ground, but then you're going to lift your heels up towards the ceiling. Hands are going to come behind the back of the head. Your elbows are wide. So take that breath in, expand to the ribs. And then using the exhale, lift the chest up, both shoulder blades off the floor without pulling on your neck. And then inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Doing a few more rounds on your own. Let's go for 3, for 2, one more. Now this time, you're gonna lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. So left leg stays in the shape that it was, just lift the right leg up, and then lift the chest up, and then lower down. Lift up for 2, and then lower. 3, 4, 5, we're gonna go for 8, 6, 7, one more, 8. Lower down, switch sides, so lift your left leg up, and then lift the chest up, anchor the pelvis to the floor, and then lower. Up for 2, lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Now, bring both legs up. So the same shape you had when your feet were on the ground, you're going to lift the legs up. So feet together, knees open, pelvis root to the floor. Let's go for 8. Ready? Lift the chest up, both shoulder blades off the floor, and then lower down. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Now you're going to bring your legs together. So engage the inner thighs. Bring your elbows in towards center. Lift your head up. So from here, try to get both shoulder blades off the floor. Curl up with the pelvis. Tap your knees to the elbows, keeping the chest up. And now you're going to lower the toes to tap the floor. Good. Now bring the legs up. Curl up with the pelvis. Tap your knees to your elbows. And then lower the toes to tap. Curl up, knees to elbows. And then lower. Keep going. for 3, 2, and then one more. Yikes. Set your feet down on the ground. Roll over onto your left side. So as you come onto your left side, you're going to slide the left arm underneath the ear, bend your knees so the knees are in line with the hips. Take your right hand behind the back of the head. So from here, make sure you're right on the left side, and then you're going to lift yourself up like you're trying to bring the right elbow to the right hip, and then lower back down. And then lift yourself up, right elbow to right hip, and then lower. Up for 3, for 4, 5, and we're going to do 6. Lift up, hold, and then lower down. Now you're just going to straighten your legs. So take your legs out long, engage to your inner thighs again. You want to still be right on that left side. Right hand either on the floor in front of you, or you can take your right hand to the right hip. So as you engage your inner thighs, you're going to lift your legs up. Make sure you're not rolling back. So lift the legs up, bring those frontal ribs in. Now lift up and try to reach that right hand to the right foot. Really try to lift, 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 lift. And then lower back down. Lift the legs up, and then lift the chest. Reach that right hand to the right foot, and then lower down. So doing it all together. So you're going to lift up, reach hand to foot, and then lower down. 3 more. Lift up, and then lower. Lift up for 2, and then lower. One more time. You're going to lift up, hold, and then let it go. Roll over to the other side. So right arm underneath the ear, knees bent to start, and then left hand behind the back of the head. So be right on the side. Lift yourself up, bring the left elbow to left hip, and then lower down. Curl up, left elbow to hip, and then lower. Up for 3. For 4. 2 more. 5. And then one more for 6. Hold. And then lower down. All right, so now straighten the legs. Left hand either on the floor in front of you, or rest your left hand on the left hip. So engage the inner thigh. So lift the legs up together. Then curl up and try to reach that left hand towards the left foot. And then lower back down. Lift the legs up. Lift up. Reach the left hand a foot. And then lower down. Whew. Again, lift up. Try to bring it together now. And then lower down. Lift it all up. And then lower. One more time. You're going to lift up, hold. And then lower down. All right. Come onto your backs again. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side. We're going to do one more here on our backs. So hands come behind the back of the head, elbows wide. Now your right knee is going to stay bent, and you're going to straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Lift your chest up, try to get both shoulder blades off the floor, and then find the twist. So you're going to twist the chest to the right. Tap your left elbow to right knee. And not tap, I mean hold the left elbow to right knee. So that's not going to change. Now lower your left leg down. So your left heel is going to hover, and then bring the left leg back up. Again, lower down, and then bring the leg back up. Lower for 3, and then bring it up. 4, 5. How we doing? How we doing? For 6. We're going for 8. 7. One more. 8. Nice. Switch sides right away. So right elbow to left knee. Take the right leg up towards the ceiling. Try to get both shoulder blades off the ground, and then lower the right leg down. And then bring it back up. Down for 2. For 3. 4. 5. 6, 7, and then one more, 8. Nice. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll a few times up and in the back. Come onto your hands and knees and table. Shoulders over top of the wrists, knees hip distance apart, and just move through a few cat-cows. So chest comes forward, send the tailbone up. That feels good after what we just did. And then round and push away from the floor. And then bring the chest forward, tailbone up, and then round. One more time. And then come into a neutral spine. So crown of the head reaching forwards, core engaged, supporting the spine. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees just an inch above the floor. Just an inch, no higher. Hold. Now I want you to feel like you're pulling your hands to your feet, and then vice versa, like you're dragging your hands to your feet. Or sorry, vice versa, meaning pull the feet to the hands, there we go. And then lift the hips up and back, down dog. Walk the legs out, bend one knee, straighten the other, shift side to side. Heels lift, bend the knees, look forwards, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift to lengthen, and then fold into your legs. Bend your knees, roll yourself up to stand. And as you come to the top, reach both arms up, bend the knees and fold forwards into your legs. And take a halfway lift to lengthen. Set the hands down, step back, downward dog. And forwards in a plank, shoulders over top of the wrists, and then lower down onto your forearms. So make sure you're not hiking the butt up towards the ceiling. Find more of a posterior tilted pelvis, so meaning more curl under with the pelvis. And as you drive the forearms down to the floor, instead of sinking the chest down, I want you to feel like you're spreading your shoulder blades apart. Keep sending the crown of the head forwards. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Lower the knees down. Press the tops of the feet on the floor. Come to Sphinx. So as you engage the glutes, pull the chest forwards and up. And then lower down. Hands on the floor, framing your lower rib cage. Tuck your toes under. Press yourself up in a table. And then child's pose. Send the bum back to the heels. Ground the hands, forehead to the floor. And then nice and slow, you're gonna roll up the spine, sit on the heels. And you're all done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again real soon. Always be humble, be kind. Thank you. Namaste.